Hey everybody, happy Tuesday. Can you believe it's Tuesday already? I can't believe it. It is September. We're already here. So happy Tuesday. Very excited to be back on with everyone. BeYounique community. It has been getting busy over here on our end. We are full swing back to school over here. Hopefully I get all my notifications this time, because last time I was on live, I was getting messages and I didn't even see them. So let me just make sure that I have everything here and I am swiped properly. So anything that comes on, I should be able to see this time. Last time, I don't think I had my chat set up right. So the chats that were coming in, I didn't see them until after my live, go figure. So really sorry for anyone that was actively chatting me last time. Again, I didn't see them until after, so now this time I should see them. So if you happen to chat me and I don't respond while I'm on here talking, just send me something to let me know. Like, I don't know, we're gonna have to come up with something different than the hearts and the thumbs up. We're gonna have to do something like a dartboard or like one of those big like bomb emojis or something. That's how I'll know. Anyway, happy Tuesday. For those of you who don't know me, I'm Jasmine. Although if you're coming on here for my live, you probably do know me, or you know of me, or you know my story, or you've seen some videos, something like that. So very excited for you to be on the live today. Happy Tuesday. Today, we're going to be talking about you. The best topic, honestly. It's about you. It's not about me. It's not about anyone else. It's about you. And sorry, I'm moving my phone a bit because I just want to make sure that I do have everything set up okay. It's about you because you matter and your voice matters. And honestly, without you, there would be no community. And that's exactly why this is here and I'm here and my voice is even here, because it's not so much I want to come on here and hear myself talk, because honestly, I don't. I can do that any time of the day. And honestly, I can do that to my dogs because they'll listen to me. That's what animals are good for. And I love my animals. They're emotional support dogs and cat. For those of you who don't know, I do have a cat as well. She's a tortie cat, Ginger. She doesn't come on as much, but she's there. And I think that's important because everyone needs safety and security and emotional support. And I think that that's downplayed too often in society and nowadays in general. So that's what we're going to be talking about tonight. So real quick, the deals that are currently on my link tree, they are for Factor, Babbel, and Daily Harvest. They're going to be on for the remainder of the week. And then after that, those are going to be retired. And then we're going to get some new ones because we talked about that. We're going to keep it updated and refreshed as often as possible. You still can go on there and you can do the journaling. That's not going to go anywhere. That's a collab. That's a partnership. So make sure when you do go on, if you're interested in that self-care journaling link, you're using that link specifically or the discount code so you can take part of that. Now, that is it with housekeeping type stuff. Obviously, if you're on here, be sure to link, follow, and share, because not only is it going to benefit you, it's going to benefit everyone else as well from a community standpoint. This is supposed to be breaking the stigmas. There's a lot of stigma associated with mental health, suicide, anything that's really unknown, right? So what we're doing here is we're talking about it, and that's okay because that's the point of it. We need to talk about things that scare us more and more because If you don't talk about it, you don't know about it. If you don't know about it, you don't learn about it. If you don't learn about it, you can't grow and you can't heal. And that's extremely important, because healing and growing and knowing how to coexist with something that you will never fully be able to eradicate out of the world and society is extremely important, because the world in general needs to be empowered in a lot of different ways, and it needs to be supported and understood, and open dialogue needs to be created. So mental health in and of itself needs to be highlighted more and more, not just from a preventative standpoint, but even a resiliency standpoint as well, because there's so many voices, as you've seen in a lot of the stories that I've shared and bombarded you guys with. There's a lot of people that aren't here to tell their stories anymore, and it's sad. It's so disheartening, because those people, those souls just become statistics. And those statistics oftentimes get buried. They get buried into articles and papers and journals and dialogues and all these other things, and scholarly journals that I'm even reading and going into. And they're unique journeys, everyone. They deserve to be spoken about, and they deserve storytelling just as much as me and you and everybody else that gets to go about our business every day and live our lives. So this is what the BeYounique community is truly going to be for. It's not going to be some person, i.e. me, coming on here selling you products, telling you stuff about me 24/7, although my story is important too, but my story is just a platform. My story is a bridge. My story is a way to help raise awareness and let you guys know that we can break the stigma together, because there's a way to foster connection and help empower one another with our own storytelling and unique experiences, and let other people know that the connection isn't only with the family that comes from us and what we come from, but there's more to family and there's more to connection than just what we know. Sometimes it is just that. Sometimes it's unlearning past behaviors so that we can truly thrive and relearn what true connection and what true family really means. And that's community. And sometimes community really does need marginalized communities to stand together and say, hey, listen, we really need to talk about this some more, because it's being swept under the rug and not being discussed enough. So that's me in a nutshell. That's what I stand for. That's what I represent. And that's what the BeYounique community is really going to be about. And we're going to break through a lot of these barriers together. So coming on today, we're going to talk about some lived experiences. We're going to talk about some empowerment, encouragement ideas. We're going to talk about some resources. We're going to talk about some other ways that we could potentially help one another. If you have them, feel free to throw them on in there. If you want me to do all the talking, I have no problem. As you can see, I talk a lot. I used to do presentations for a living, so public speaking is really not a big deal for me. We can also, another thing that I was thinking about is talk about the power of vulnerability, right? Because a lot of people that I've seen nowadays, the mask, right? We all put a mask on, and it's okay, because masks are beneficial. Masks get the job done, right? Masks are something that help us to pretty much we'll get to masks. We're going to get to masks in a second because masks are a little complicated. So I like masks. But we're going to talk about the support systems and the duality that masks allow us to not only help us elevate, but also can hold us back a bit as well. So masks are a little bit of empowerment and also a little bit of discouragement as well. So masks can be tricky, but that's really where I want to go there. So I think a lot of the personal journeys and the testimonies that we can say that have to do with why we matter and who matters and how we matter together and how we can bring people along in understanding that mental health and suicide awareness and pretty much not feeling alone in whatever it is that you're going through that makes you feel alone is having that power of being vulnerable in whatever it is that you're feeling at that point in time. So let's go back to that idea of vulnerability, right? Nobody likes to feel vulnerable, hence a mask. Think about when you were a little kid. What did a lot of little kids like to do? They liked to dress up, right? It's that fantasy idea. It's that superhero idea. It's that princess and I don't know, Renaissance idea. Like even me, I think about like Halloween time, still my favorite time of year, hands down. My phone's gonna shake a little because my fan's on, guys, so that's, if you see that, it's not swaying for anything other than that. But it's that illusion idea, right? You can be anything you want to be. Being a child is so amazing because you're innocent, you're ambitious, you have all these ideas running through your head, right? And you put on these capes, you put on these dresses, you put on all of these things, you put on these masks. You just automatically become something. You transform into it and that's it. And you like puff your chest out, right? And you're going and you're just like, now, how many of you go into the supermarket or you let your kids even go into the supermarket or you see little kids in the supermarket all decked out? And how many of you can't help but like smile and laugh at all these little kids because you remember what it was like to be that age, right? That innocence, that kids can do no wrong, just that inspiration within yourself. Like, God, I remember what it was like. And for some of us, we don't remember what it was like, but we can think and imagine, right? So I want you to think about that for a second. Your story's not over because you came out of that phase of life. I'm very big on analogies. So when you work with me directly, you're going to be in this mind space with me as well. Think about, as we move forward in breaking the stigmas and talking about your personal journey and your testimony and how pretty much the cultural and societal and these ideas and pressures impact your mental health as we move forward into adulthood, right? Imagine if you could take that whole idea from childhood and take it with you through to adulthood. Do you think anything that happens from all these external pressures would impact you the same way? No way. They wouldn't. You know why? You're a superhero. I mean, nobody can get past those layers. That's the power of a mask. That is the power of helping to put on that persona when you're stepping out into the real world as an adult. However, here's the duality piece of that mask as well and the power of vulnerability. That mask can also be a downfall if you don't know when to take it off and be your authentic self. So, I'm going to challenge you as we get further along within this session because I'm really trying hard to keep my lives to only a half hour because I feel like it's a bit daunting for the people who don't catch the live and do catch it on replay to watch like a really long session of me just like talking forever. But I want you to take that with you as you move forward into the week, right? A mask is fantastic, but you have to know when to take the mask off and be yourself, because a mask is only as good as the person behind it. A mask is only as good as the person that is authentic underneath it. A mask is only as good as the kind heart that's guiding it. The mask needs to know when to come off and when to rest. The mask is not meant to deceive. The mask isn't meant to be deceitful. The mask is there to protect. The mask is there to dream. It's there to help. It's there to guide. It's there to inspire. It's there to keep a childlike innocence about you. But when you need help and you're isolated and you're alone and you're deep and disconnected and feeling dark and unsure of yourself, the mask is not going to help with that. The mask needs to come off. Hey, Carlos, the mask needs to know at that point in time, I have to be put down and put away. And that's when the importance comes in of the community, your safe spaces, and your chosen family. Not family that you were born into. Not even family that you created, to be quite honest. It's chosen family. Here's another thing I want to go into. I hear from a lot of people all the time, Jasmine, you're so bubbly. Jasmine, you're so energetic. Jasmine, you have so much to give. Jasmine, you're so this, you're so that. Yeah, well, Jasmine also has many sides too. And just like everyone else, I also need to know when to rest. My wings cannot always fly. And my kindness cannot always be given out to everyone, because guess what? Just like a lot of other people, it gets taken advantage of. People think it's weakness. There's a lot of different challenges that I've faced that we can talk about, that we can go into. Duality, everyone. Duality. I am a person who lives off of connection. I'm a big person of connection. I don't care how long I've known you. If I connect with you and I vibe with you, I vibe with you. If the amount of time is the issue, and if you think that the connection is more because of the amount of time, that's not me. I am all about connection. I'm about realness. I'm about depth. There's way more. You can't fake that type of stuff. So if you're trying to ever pull something over on that, I'm the wrong one. Let's see. I think trauma is definitely a complicated thing over here. I see a comment in here as well about trauma, and give me 1 second. It's just a little bit longer, so I'm taking some time to read and digest it a little bit. Yeah. So a lot of people do deal with a lot of people working on it when looking within, but a lot of people do have to go within in order to heal the outside. So one of my earlier lives, I did talk about this, and I said a lot of the time people, not just people, myself included, you have to, in order to fix anything, including trauma, any kind of instances where you're uncomfortable, any kind of barriers, you have to start with first looking within, right? Because in order to truly understand that there's practical ways to cope with a lot of situations and not necessarily heal, because I don't really think anyone truly heals from anything. I think you learn different coping mechanisms and healthy ways to cope, because there's a lot of unhealthy ways to cope nowadays in society as well. You do have to be able to look in the mirror. And I think a lot of people pass by those mirrors and they just act like they don't exist. Just like a lot of things are swept under the rug. And in order to truly change and truly heal yourself and cope properly, because again, healing is not really anything that's possible in my opinion. I think it's more of a healthy coping mechanism and ways to deal with things positively, so that when you see them again later on in life, because I'm a big believer of life is a boomerang, you get what you give. So you keep getting it until you heal it, right? Or face it, not heal it, wrong word. Because life is going to test you over and over again. It's going to keep testing you and testing you and testing you until you actually put in the work. So when you keep seeing something appear over and over in different ways, that's your signal. You have to do some work. You have to start digging in your heels and actually look within. It's not anyone else doing it to you. It's you. It has nothing to do with anyone else at that point. Now, that's where that power of vulnerability comes in. You have to be willing to say, hey, I need some help, or I need some work, or I have some things that I need to change. Can you help me do that? But I think in order to truly do all of the work, it's really the power of the routine that you do and the small wins that you put into it and the continuation of showing up, not only for yourself, but for the commitment that you made to your younger self as well. Because a lot of the truth that you see in that mirror is your younger self looking back at you saying, hey, listen, bro, or hey, girl, whatever it is, if it's a girl or a guy, I don't know, whoever we're talking to in this case, based on the comment above, you have to put in some work. I don't care what mask you're wearing based on the one we were talking about before. At the end of the day, that mask comes off when you come home. It's still yourself. You can't hide from that person in the mirror. They're gonna be looking right back at you. And here's another case in point. And this is why I really love the profession that I'm sliding right into, which is, for those of you, again, who don't know, it's clinical mental health counseling, is the fact that, and I heard this so beautifully from one of my professors recently, is I'm having, graciously, a front row seat at your life. And I'm so blessed to be a part of that. And I don't take that lightly by any means. I'm so happy that a lot of people trust me enough to come to me and spend time with me and ask me for help with coping with stress and anxiety and any dark thoughts that they have, because you know what? I understand. I truly do. And it sucks and it's really shitty to say sometimes, but some of the people that understand the most are the ones that have walked those journeys. So some of the best counselors that I know and some of the best professionals that I can recommend to you thus far have really walked that journey themselves. And I'm not the girl that will sit here and ever have you go talk to somebody or send you some bullshit that's going to be just crap. Because honestly, at the end of the day, I'm not about that. I'm not that type of girl. I don't stand for it. I don't like it. I don't like to be bullshitted, and I will not bullshit you. So we're going to wrap up here because it's already starting to get long. And like I said, those catching it on the replay after this are not going to want to listen to me talk for longer than a half hour. Granted, they probably won't even want to do a half hour. But I am very, very happy that we're doing Tuesdays live. This is definitely a goal of mine. I am going to try to start doing TikTok because that's a goal of mine as well. It's just really, really hard to keep up with them. Honestly, lives take a lot of time, and believe it or not, I really do have a life. I know it doesn't seem like it because I'm on social media a lot, but I do have a life. I really like talking to all of you guys. I love the interactions. Keep interacting with me. Can't wait to talk to you all soon, and I will keep putting some stuff out there. Don't forget, it is Suicide Prevention Month, all month long. We want to make sure that we are there to advocate, we are there to include, and we are there to be a part of this community and make sure that there is nobody alone in the world. If you feel like someone needs somebody, please be that person for them, because honestly, think about yourself at that lowest time. You don't want them to be that person ever. It breaks my heart, and honestly, don't be that person. Be the bigger person and keep being unique. Like, share, subscribe, and I can't wait to talk to you. Bye, everyone.